Hello everyone, this is Professor J. Kim. As you have watched it, we're gonna create huge impact logo animation using Adobe After Effects. You can turn any simple or any very plain logo into very dynamic and exciting logo animation like this. If you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe, hit the like button, and set the alarm for my latest video. Then let's get started. Okay, so first please download these 6 files from the link I provided in my description. So background file and then a sound clip and texture and the logo and then 2 video clips. And the logo, you can use mine or you can make your own. It's pretty simple from the Illustrator or Photoshop, but I recommend you to use the really simple, some kind of bold typeface like mine. Okay, so let me go back to After Effects. So I put the new After Effects and we're gonna create a new composition and the name's gonna be logo underscore impact. And I'm gonna keep the 1920 by 1080 pixel dimension and then the duration is gonna be 10-second duration. 10 seconds. Say okay. Then let me import files. Go to File, Import multiple files. I'm gonna import from my folder impact logo. So select all of them and import to your project panel. Oh, okay. So we have all of them. So first the thing is in this logo impact new composition, I'm gonna have my background.jpg first, and then I'm gonna have the my logo.png on top of that. Okay, so once you have that, it's quite big, so I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. So you can do this. Still your logo is selected. Hold down the option, click one corner and the shift and drag it. So make it a bit smaller. I think it's a good size. Or maybe even, excuse me, even a little smaller. Maybe something like that. That's good. Now still there your logo.png layer is selected. Hold down the control key or right click on it. And we're going to choose the pre-compose. Pre-compose. And then I'm going to name it as logo comp. Logo underscore comp. And make sure you choose the second option, move all attributes into the new composition. So okay. Okay, now in here, double click this logo comp layer. This one. We're going to apply the texture. So this time we're going to do the same thing. Control click or right click, pre-compose. I'm going to rename it as logo underscore texture. Make sure you choose the second option. Okay, and then go to the project panel. This time choose the logo texture.jpg, this one, and move it to the bottom. See that? And then what we're going to do is we're going to apply this texture on this JYK my logo. So what we're going to do is you don't see anything here. So in the source name, the layer name here, hold down the control or right click. You're going to see the columns, choose the mode. Okay, now you see the more things, mode and the track matte. Okay, in this track matte, still my logo texture layer is selected. Reveal the drop down menu and choose the logo texture. Once you apply it, your logo is gone and it is still there, but your top layer is invisible for now. Okay, and then in here, your logo texture, I'm going to change the scale. So hit the S key and let me make it a little bit smaller. See that? Okay. If you want to move side by side, you can hit the P key, position, and just to change the X value like that. I want to rotate it a little bit. So let me hit the R key and let me rotate it. See, something like that. So I'm okay with that. And then select the top layer and make this top layer visible and change the mode, see, from here to multiply. See, so we can see the texture, but we're gonna do something more. Okay, then now go to Effect and Presets panel. Please look for Gradient Wipe. Gradient Wipe. Drag and drop to this top layer, logo texture layer. Okay, now you see that in your the Effect Controls panel, you see the options of this Gradient Wipe effect. Gradient layer, I'm gonna change it from the logo 1 to the 2 logo texture.jpg. Okay, and transition compilation thing, change the hover your mouse cursor on top of this number 0%. Keep pressing your mouse button and move side by side. See that? Okay, so not too much. I'm gonna stop somewhere on 35%. I like that texture. It's good. Now go to your timeline panel here. Hold down the control or right click somewhere in the empty gray area. Go to new adjustment layer. I'm gonna rename this layer. We can leave it, but just for the convenience. Select the layer, hit the return key. I'm gonna rename it as a displace. Now in your effect and controls panel, please look for turbulent displace. Turbulent displace. See that? Drag and drop to your top displace layer. See that? It looks kind of weird. Now I'm gonna change something. I'm gonna change the amount of distortion. So 50 looks kind of a little too much. Somewhere 40. And the size. Let me reduce the amount of that. See that? I think somewhere on 5. It depends. It's your choice. I like this 5. Okay. And then in here, select the logo texture layer, which is the second one. Okay. And then hold down the control key or the right click and go to layer styles and choose the bevel and emboss. See, it looks like a kind of a 3D, and texture is more emphasized. So you can, if you want to change it, the bevel and emboss options, you can go there. See that there are a lot of values you can change it, but I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm gonna keep it as it is. Okay, now back to logo impact composition on top here. See, so everything's applied to my logo already. Once you're here, select the top layer logo comp. I'm gonna turn the 3D options of this layer. So click here. It's 3D now. Now move your time indicator to 1 second mark, which is here. You see that? 1 second here, 1 second mark. And hit the P key and insert the first keyframe there. Now, move your time indicator to a 10 frame second mark. 10 frame second here. Now in here, I'm not gonna touch X and Y. I'm gonna change the Z value, the depth. Negative number. Just keep going. I'm going to make it bigger and bigger. I mean the closer to my point of view until it is completely gone. More and more. And getting in there. Even more. A little more. Yeah, Yes, it is gone. Okay, so here. So it's gonna be something like this. Okay, but I want to have the some kind of I want to control the speed. So select these two keyframes. Hold down the Shift key. So I'm selecting both. Now Control click or right click. Keyframe Assistant, Easy Ease. And now this is a very important part. We're gonna control a little more to give some more kind of a big, huge impact on it. So once you have that, click on this the graph editor. If you do not see this, place your mouse cursor somewhere here. Hold on the Control or right click. Make sure you choose the Edit Speed Graph. Okay. Now click on this. You see the yellow bar. I'm gonna pull this to the right and this one to the right. So make sure you see this kind of graph. Let me turn off the graph editor. Okay, so it looks good. And also, I'm gonna turn on the blur mode on this layer. See? Just like that. So it looks good. Okay, now select this logo comp layer. I'm gonna duplicate it. Command D. And then select the bottom one. Let me hit the return. I'm gonna change the name from logo comp to logo shadow. Logo shadow. So logo shadow layer is selected, and in your effect and fill, the presets panel, let me type the fill. Fill. Drag and drop to your logo shadow layer, and let me find another one. This time the radial fast blur. So in there, where you can type the CC radial fast blur is here. Drag and drop to your logo shadow layer. Okay, now you're gonna see that the options in the effect controls panel. If you like this red shadow, it's okay. I'm gonna change it to black. Okay, and then amount, I want to have some more, maybe 80%. Okay, and then place your mouse cursor in the center. And I'm gonna move the center point to the top somewhere here. You see that as you move that, your shadow is moving. So I'm gonna put somewhere here, places on the kind of a center top. Okay, next, go to project panel. You will see that smoking explosion.mp4 video file. I'm gonna drag and drop it and place it right above background.jpg. And then same thing in the layers name. Hold down the Control or right click. Column. Please open the mode if you do not have this. Change the mode of this the smoke explosion.mp4 layer to lighten. And watch this. As it hits the ground. See? But you see that? It is not synced well. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to change the position of this segment. Somewhere, maybe here. So once it hits the ground, boom, like that. I like that. So you can control with that. Okay. And also, I think that smoke is kind of a little too strong. So let me change the opacity value. Select the layer and hit the T key, and opacity value maybe I'm down to maybe 80%, like that. So I think it's good. Let's add another thing. From your project panel, we imported the particles.mp4, the video file. Place it on top of everything. So it covers everything. Now in your effect and presets panel, please type levels, and drag and drop. Once you apply it, you see this kind of slide bar things. So I want to make this dark gray into black. So choose that really the far left triangle. Move it to the right until you see the black. I think that's good. Something like this. And then change the mode of that layer to screen. So it's kind of a pretty cool effect. Watch this. See? The particles kind of flying over, flying here and there. Okay, so once we render it, it's going to be more effective. Okay, now there are only two layers, kind of has a 3D option. I'm going to turn all the 3D options of all layers. So it's all 3D. And the next thing is we're going to shake it. So we're going to shake the kind of a scene when my logo, heavy logo hits the ground. So we're going to use the other camera tool. So this time, select the anywhere in this kind of the dark gray area, control click or right click, new camera. Choose the 35 millimeters, good. Okay. So in time indicator, place your time indicator at the very beginning, somewhere here. Okay. And then hit the P key, position, insert the keyframe here. Now move your time indicator to 5-second mark. See the 5-second? And then I'm going to make a little bit smaller, meaning it's going to be zooming out like that. Maybe not too much, not too much, just about this. Okay. So once it hits the ground and zooming out, very subtle camera movement. Okay. And then same thing. Let me select these two keyframes. Just like that. Control click or right click and keyframe assistant and then easy is. Okay, so we have a camera movement. And the next thing is we're going to shake the camera. So we're going to make this the whole thing a little bit simpler. So select all layers. So select just the top layer, hold down the shift key, click on the bottom layer, and control click or right click. We're going to do another pre-compose. I'm going to name it quick logo intro. Quick underscore logo underscore intro. Second choice. Okay. Now in the effect and presets panel, please look for a wiggle position. You see the wiggle position? Drag and drop to your layer. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we need to find the spot where to shake. So we need to shake the camera somewhere around the 1-second mark because there is a kind of a big impact. See? Just like that. Somewhere here. Let me zoom in a little bit so we can view better. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start shaking camera maybe 3 or 4 frames before the my logo hits the ground. So I'm going to move it to the left very subtly. So I'll hold down the command key and hit the left arrow key. 1, 2, maybe from somewhere here. Okay. Then hit the wiggle speed here. Set to 0 and insert the keyframe. Okay. Then now on your layer, hit the U key. You see the keyframe here. I'm going to move it to the right this time. Hold on the command key when it hits the ground. Yep, here. 2, maybe somewhere here. 2 times or 3 times. And let me change the wiggle speed to 1. And I'm going to move to the right maybe 3 to 4 frames more. So there's going to be a kind of a more kind of a shaking after hitting the ground. command, I'm gonna hit the right arrow key. 1, 2, 3, maybe one more, 4. And I'm gonna change this wiggle speed down to 0. Okay, so now once it hits, it shakes the camera because of the impact, and it's gonna stay there. Okay, so first let me select all these keyframes. Control click or right click. Keyframe assistant, easy is. Okay, and then also select your keyframe, the second one, second keyframe only. And this time I'm gonna change the wiggle amount from the effect controls panel to 30. I think that's too much. Yes. Okay. All right. Then now on this top layer, change the select. Make sure that you activate the motion blur. Okay. So we are almost done. See, shaking and zooming out. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a sound file. So big impact under project panel. You see that huge explosion mp3.mp3. I'm gonna place it somewhere here. Let me make this layer simpler. Um, before the 1 second. So starting from somewhere here. Okay. So let me preview it by hitting the space bar. It's gonna take some time. So I'm gonna fast forward. So I think it is done. So let's see. Let me hit the space bar. See? Okay, I think the sound it matches to the motion pretty well. If so, if you see that your sound doesn't work well with your impact, then you can just move this the sound clip them side by side. So good. So I'm gonna export it. So go to File, Save As. Let me export it as um, logo impact. Logo impact. And okay, now let me export it. Go to File, Export, Add to Render Queue. You see the output too. I'm gonna export it to my impact files, the impact logo. I think that is this. Logo impact.mp4. Looks good. Save it and render. Okay, so it is done. So let me check my folder. You see that logo impact.mp4 file. So let's watch. Let me open it in my QuickTime player. Nice. Okay, I'll play again. It's very cool. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope that you can use this for your future project. I'll see you next time.